Hey Bestie, this is Lisa. Welcome or welcome back. Today's video is a viewer challenge to craft using water bottles. I can't wait to show you what I've made. This video is sponsored by Skillshare, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. But before we get started, our word of the day is hits different. Stay to the end to find out what it means. For this viewer challenge water bottle hack, I've got 6 water bottles, and I'm going to take a blade and just cut off the bottom portions of all 6 of these. Now, these water bottles were very cheap, and so they're kind of flimsy. I would recommend actually using a little bit of a more sturdy one, but this is what I had from the Dollar Tree, and so that's what we're using. Now I'm going to put my fingers in and kind of smooth out those little bumps on the bottom. They got all squished up. I'm going to paint 2 of the insides with the pumpkin colored chalk paint from Waverly. And when I get those 2 done, then I'm going to move on and I'm going to paint the next 4 with a combination, 2 of them with moss and 2 of them with the maize color chalk paint. Once they're all dry, I'm going to go ahead and take them in their pairs, and I'm going to start cutting little slits in one of the pairs, I should say. And the reason is I want to be able to bend it into the other one. We're creating cute little pumpkins. So it takes a little maneuvering, and because these were on the squishy side, they kept crinkling up. So again, maybe using one squishy one and one hard one would have been ideal for this particular project. I've got a little foam paintbrush stick that I saved. I'm going to use my walnut furniture marker and just going to stain it with that. And I'll be sure to do the ends as well. Now I'm going to take my miter shears, one of my favorite tools. It's in my Amazon store if you're interested. Really nice, especially if you got arthritis or you're just not that strong, which I am both. And I'm going to cut pieces because I've got basically 3 pumpkins now, so I need 3 pieces. So I'll just cut it into thirds, and then I'll use the furniture marker to touch up those ends where I cut. I'm going to hot glue each stem right onto the top of the little pumpkins. And I'll go ahead and assemble the other 2 off screen so they'll be ready to go. Now I've got my 3 pumpkins, and now we're going to embellish them. I'm just going to take some little greenery. You could use any greenery you have on hand. I just really like these. They're super inexpensive, and I had them in my stash. You could use anything you want. I'm just going to cut little teeny pieces and put a couple, 2 or 3 on each one, just like in different places, just to give them each a slightly different look, even though we're using the same materials. That's a way that you can, change it up just a bit. Now I'm going to take some pip berries, wrap them around my finger, snip off the end, and just make some pumpkin tendrils. I'm only going to do 1 for each pumpkin because the pumpkins are so small. I didn't want to overcrowd the top of it. I'm just going to hot glue that right on to the top of each pumpkin. I love using the pip berries for pumpkin tendrils. They're just perfect for this. They also stick on really well with the hot glue. This project is so easy. I love easy projects. What about you? Anything to make my life easier but still have fun crafting. Now I'm just going to put some little baby pine cones, 1 on each one. I just kind of clipped off the bottom so it wasn't so pointy and it would stick better. And I just used hot glue to do that, which works perfectly fine. And that's all there was to these. You could embellish them any way that you want. This is what I chose to do. I'd love to hear your ideas if you have other thoughts of how you might embellish them. But I think they're super cute. I love that they're small, and they were very easy to make. And with water bottles, who would have thought? I love to learn new things and expand my creativity. I've seen so many cool videos where artists create gorgeous abstract art by scraping paint dots and squiggles. I found a course on Skillshare called Scrape Art by Cherise. She was so thorough. I learned about the supplies needed, several techniques, and now have the confidence to try this painting technique. Skillshare has the largest online community for creatives, from beginner to advanced. The learning topics range from drawing to painting, graphic design to interior design, marketing to productivity, and much more. Courses are taught by industry experts who will guide you to learn by doing. Courses are on demand, and that enables you to learn at your own pace anytime. Skillshare can help you take your career, skills, hobbies, passions, or even side hustles to the next level. I am so excited to let you know that the first 500 people who use my link in the description box below will receive a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. At the end of this video, be sure to go down to that link and get started today. I've been using Skillshare for years and I absolutely love it, and I know you will too. For this next Dollar Tree water bottle hack, I've got one water bottle and then I've got some burlap and a cute little scarecrow hat from the Dollar Tree. Now I'm going to save those lids. We're going to do a project with them. Now I'm just going to trace on the piece of the burlap around the hat because I need the hat to be larger. This was just a little too small. So then I'll just cut out that circle and I'm going to glue the hat right on top of it. If you have a larger hat, then you don't have to do this step, but I only have these teeny tiny little hats, so I thought we can make this work. Now I'm going to take this cute little plaid ribbon and I'm just going to cut little squares. There were already some on there, but I thought it needed more now that I made the hat bigger. And I would just hot glue them on in various places just to make the hat look like it was already this size and that it had these little squares all over it. Easy peasy. Now I'm going to take my pumpkin chalk paint by Waverly and I'm going to paint the entire water bottle on the outside. It's a little tricky. It's hard not to get your hands full of paint, but you know what? That's okay. And there it is. And then I'm going to take it outside and spray it with some clear glaze. And I won't film that, but you just know that I did it. Now I've got a Sharpie marker and I'm just going to make some eyebrows and eyes for my scarecrow and a couple other little facial type features. So I just looked at a picture so I could decide how I wanted his little face to look. You could do the same thing. I also made a nose and a little squiggly mouth and I kind of tried to go over it. It was hard because the water bottle was so squishy. I'm going to fill in the nose with some red, put some pink cheeks and put some white on his eyes, and I just used some paint markers. I think he looks adorable. I'm going to take some raffia, which is really just pieces from a Dollar Tree hula skirt that I had in my stash. And I'm just going to tie a piece of the raffia around the center so it kind of sticks together. And then I'm going to hot glue that down and I'm going to put it over the top of the water bottle right into the hole. And that's going to become his hair. I wasn't trying to make it perfect or neat because obviously this is a scarecrow and he's kind of a mess, even though he's super cute. Once I've got that in there, I'm going to put glue on the bottom of the hat and I'm just going to put the hat right on top. I think he is shaping up to be adorable. Now I'm going to put some little embellishments on the hat. I've got a couple of little baby sunflowers from the Dollar Tree, a little teeny pumpkin I'm going to put just under the hat. I'm going to put that other sunflower and then I'm going to hot glue one side of the hat down because I just want it to look like a little sideways. I'm going to take another strip of that burlap that I cut and I'm going to wrap it around kind of his midsection there. I'm going to hot glue that together so it just meets in the back. Add a little extra glue just for, security to make sure it stays in place. And then I've got these cute little orange and black plaid buttons that I ordered on Amazon, and I'm just going to put one on top of the regular burlap, and then I've got this orange burlap from the Dollar Tree, which I will also wrap around and glue on, and I'll put one more button right there. I just thought this made his little outfit look super cute. And if you don't have the little plaid beads, don't worry, you could just paint some beads orange or whatever you want. I've got these baby little hay bales from Dollar Tree. They're so cute. I'm going to put some on either side and kind of create a base for this little guy since the water bottle's so light. I thought this would help it to stand up and not just like fall over if you just walked by. And I'm just going to put 3 on one side, 2 on another, just kind of create a little shape. And then I'm going to add some embellishments, some little vegetables and things I got at Dollar Tree, a little corn stalk, also from Dollar Tree. And then I'm going to add an acorn and some pine cones. And I just thought that would be so cute. I also reinforced with glue on the back just to make sure nothing would move around. And certainly it's holding very well. So I think that was good enough. I think that he turned out adorable. I absolutely love this. And again, this was a water bottle. I can't believe how cute this turned out. You have to let me know what you think. I decided to go ahead and use the lids from some of the water bottles that I had so they wouldn't go to waste. So the first thing I'm going to do is fill them up with hot glue, and then I'll kind of like shake it side to side to help it kind of spread out and end up laying very flat. And I do that to all 4 of them. So for the first one, I'm going to take a combination of the pumpkin and antique wax paint. We're going to make little pie magnets with these. I saw this on Pinterest, and of course I changed it up a bit, but I just thought it was such a cute idea. So this is going to be pecan pie, so that's why it's kind of a combination of the orange and brown. I'm going to take a mini pine cone, and I'm just going to rip off little teeny pieces of the petals, and those are going to be our pecans. They don't have to be perfect because it's just we're going for a look. Anyway, I just thought this would be such a cute idea. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull off as many of those as I think that I need. I'm going to use my all-purpose spray adhesive, and you could use any kind of glue you want. I just thought this is easier, and I'm going to start sprinkling them on there and then kind of moving them around and positioning them. Now I'm going to very slowly add some hot glue around the edge, and I'm just going to kind of hold it so it sort of drips over the end. This is going to be the edges of the pie crust. So I'll do this slowly all around the entire little pie, kind of wait for it to set up, and then I'll move on to the next one. This is going to be a pumpkin pie, so we'll just use the pumpkin color chalk paint, and I'll paint the whole inside with that. The next thing we're going to do is go back to the pecan pie, and we're going to use our hazelnut colored chalk paint. We're going to paint the crust, and then we'll paint also the sides of the bottle cap. Now, I have to be honest, I wasn't thrilled with the color, so we'll fix that later. Now I'm going to take my antique wax. We're going to make a chocolate pie. And so this one, we're just going to do several coats of the antique wax, which is basically like a brown. Now we're going to make a cherry pie. So we're going to start off with the pumpkin color, and then we're going to add some red and kind of splotch the top with my paintbrush so it looks like little cherries. You'll see in a minute here. I'll start dabbing. There we go. And then it'll look like cherries. For this one, I decided to take this twine because it looked like the color of pie crust. And we're going to do one of those crisscross pie tops. So we're just going to, the paint's still wet, so I'm going to do the one row, just touch it to the paint. Then I'll add a teeny bit of hot glue, and I'll start the crisscross. And this is going to be how we make our little topper of the pie. Isn't that cute? I'll be honest, I think I can do this better with twine than really with a pie. That's because I'm not much of a baker. Anyway, I'm going to trim off all the twine around the edges. Now, once I get all of the twine trimmed off, I'm going to start wrapping the twine around the edge, the top edge there, to make the rest of the crust. I wanted it to match. So we'll just go around 2 or 3 times until we have a nice edge for our pie crust. And I'll just keep adding hot glue as I go around to make sure that it is adhered really well. Now, working with little teeny things like this, obviously, you know, your hands can get tired because you're holding things so tight and close. So just rest every once in a while and stretch your hands. Now I'm going to take that hazelnut and just go around the edge there and make the rest of the pie. Now I've got a little piece of hot glue. I just kind of pushed out a little piece. I'm going to paint it white, hot glue it to the center of the chocolate pie so it's like a big cream. So it's like a chocolate cream pie. I thought that looked super cute. And then we're going to take a little bit of the plaster color chalk paint and just go over the pie crust and lighten it a teeny bit on all of them. It just seemed almost too dark. Now, honestly, it might be too light now, but I think it's still better than being too dark. And then I'm going to put a little teeny blob of hot glue in the center of the pumpkin pie for some more whipped cream. And so now I've got these magnets that I ordered on Amazon. They're just little dots or circles. I'm going to put hot glue just to make sure they stick even better than the sticker on them. Put one on the back of each of these magnets. And now I've got 4 adorable little fall pie magnets. I thought this was so cute, and what a nice way to use those water bottle lids. I mean, they would have just gone in the trash otherwise. So let me know if you'd like to try this. For this Dollar Tree water bottle hack, I am going to make the cutest little bat, and I think this would be fun to make with kids. I've got 1 water bottle, googly eyes, and a couple pieces of construction paper, black and white. I'm going to use my ink colored chalk paint by Waverly. I'm going to paint the entire water bottle all the way up to the top with this color. Now I'm going to take that construction paper, I'm going to place it under the water bottle about where I would want the bat wings. I'm looking at a picture so that I know what to draw. I'm going to just draw one bat wing, and then I'm going to fold it in half, and I'm going to go ahead and cut it out, and that'll give us one piece that has both bat wings. I thought that would be the easiest way to do this and make sure that they matched. Otherwise, I can promise you I would never have made them match on my own. That is the hardest thing to do. So there we go. Look at that, my cute little bat wings. And then it'll look perfect. So now I'm just going to cut out a rectangle shape of the black paper, and I'm going to glue the middle of it to the very front and then wrap it around and glue the ends on the back. I want a nice place to attach the eyes and to attach the wings. And I'm just adding some more in the center so that it doesn't kind of pop up. I'm going to cut off the excess and then make sure I've got something right on the ends there to make sure it sits down, and I will hold that for a sec. Now I'm going to attach the bat wings to the very back on that construction paper that went around the center of the water bottle. And this is going to hold really, really well because it's paper on paper. This has got to be one of the easiest DIYs and so cute, especially for those who like to do something cutesy for Halloween. I'm going to put a googly eye right in the front on each side. I have so many of those googly eyes, so it's really rare that I get to use them, so I was kind of excited. Then I'm going to cut 2 triangles out of my white construction paper. And once I have them cut out, I'm going to lay them on top of each other, and I'm going to make them more narrow. I wasn't sure if I'd do a good job of cutting them out the same when I was cutting them separately, so I thought if I put them together and then I cut the fangs for the bat, they would end up the exact same size. And that's how I decided to do that, just to make them, even. So now I'm just going to glue the fangs right on under the eyes to the little bat's face. I really think the kiddos would like doing this one. And there it is. I think he's adorable, and you could put something in it if you want to. I decided just to leave it the way it is. Maybe a glow stick would be a good idea. That way you could set it out somewhere. Let me know what you think. And now for our word of the day, hits different, which means when something goes beyond the norm. And now you're in the know. Ready for more inspiration? Here's another video I think you'll really like. If you click on it, I will see you there. You are truly a blessing to me. And a huge thanks to Skillshare for supporting my channel and sponsoring this video. Bye.